G'day folks, welcome to Go Fantasy. Nice to have your company. It's the Essendon Update edition. Go Fantasy brought to you by checkmyrate.au, and the rates have gone up, so it is worth going to the website. Checking your rates is free to use and take control of your financial future. Brandon and the team can help you get a better rate for your home loan. So out at Essendon Footy Club today, as was advertised on social media. So let's get the news out of the way. So Jai Caldwell did have his knee strapped and he was running laps, took no part in the main session. So jarred his knee at training last Friday during a match simulation. Club said to me today he didn't get a scan, so there was never any fear that this was a serious injury, and now he's testing the injury through the week with the hope that he'll take part in the match sim on Friday. I would say he didn't look great, but he got through the running, just didn't look pretty doing it. But he has had a flawless preseason up until now. Pretty heavy strapping, so it's just one to monitor ahead of Friday, but doesn't feel like a serious issue. So fingers crossed that Caldwell is okay. From a news perspective, it was also significant and interesting that checkmyrate was not at team photo day. He didn't train, absent due to illness. I guess just the zoomed out version of the narrative is that it probably would have been good for him to be at the team photo day with everyone important at the football club all in one place, given what happened with Hawthorn, but he wasn't there. And Nick Bryan also didn't train due to illness, which was a shame because the club told me that he would have trained fully with the main group. It would have been a great opportunity to see how he is tracking. But they still tell me round 4 is where we should be looking. At a pinch, round 4 to 6. So recovering nicely from that ACL. And he's moving towards absolutely being Essendon's undisputed number 1 ruckman. I've got a full house with me on the floor at home with Max and Dennis and Raymond. If you can hear any of that, my apologies. So a few questions thrown my way. So I'm just going to go through these as quick as I can from today. So Footy Gods, intel on Farrow's potential role and spot in the 23. So everything I've seen and heard is really positive on Farrow. They love him, good footy IQ. Xavier Dersma today mentioned he's got a lethal left foot. So, can the Bombers utilise his skills? They definitely need, that clean disposal off that halfback flank. So I think he'll play a bit of everything, and they've got to find his best spot, and which is not unusual for an 18, 19-year-old. But I reckon he's going to start the year in the team, and is going to be a pretty useful cash cow for us. Jeremy Bird and Dave D both asking about Kako. The club have told me, and multiple people have told me, how good his preseason has been, Kako, but primarily he's going to be a forward, and that's where he's most dangerous and most valued to the team. But some occasional CBAs, I think, would be on the radar for Kako because he is so impactful when he's around the footy. Mitchell McCain, ruck situation is that Blackiston is number 1 and Vicentini is the backup, and then Peter Wright will do chop out. But Blackiston currently has the job. Rolling Lockout also asking about Blackiston as well. But yeah, he'll be the number 1 ruckman come round 1. Just a tweet about how many clangers Sardis has, which, yes, I'm sure he would have turned the ball over many times today, winning conditions at Tullamarine. Yes, Max, I'm here. James Hindley asking about Andy McGrath. He'll be a responsible defender who gets a bit of ball on the way out, and he'll average 80 probably. Dave DeVilla, Sharp's role and job security. Sharp's role is playing through the midfield, and that's where he'll be. Job security is strong. They really like him. He's made a good impression. He's a ready-made player. So we'll see Dyson Sharp in the team straight away. DV asking about Blackiston. We've covered Farrow. Roby running laps today, still not back in full training. I think he's going to make a really big impact once he's fit. But a fairly serious back injury he was drafted with, so a slow build for Roby. And then asking about Parrish, who is getting to the point now where I think he'll be on almost everyone's team. He's having a great preseason. Probably dropped a couple of kgs. And even today, Xavier Dersma said it feels like Parrish might be back to that sort of 2021 area and form. And that's really exciting for everyone at Essendon. So I think he's a must-pick. Fair few questions coming through about Farrow. It's all positive from my perspective. Thank you, Fantasy Gods. Fantasy Fanatic A. Roberts, how's he looking? Is he draft worthy? I'm a big fan of Archie Roberts. I think he's got fantasy game. I'm just interested to see what role they use him in. It was a leading question, but I asked Xavier Dersma today, is there anyone that could fill the Nick Martin role? And he said, tough question, perhaps Archie Roberts might be someone who can do that. If he was to be given the Nick Martin free roaming role, that would be a fantasy goldmine for Roberts, but there's a lot of uncertainty about how exactly he's going to play and where. He's been great off half-back, but they've got a lot of numbers there, and they've brought in Fiorini to be onto one of the wings and Dersma on the other, so yeah, let's wait and see where he fits in. Snowy, Parrish watch. Yeah, all we can do now is wait for the games to see how he goes. But at the moment, all is looking good for him to be a great bargain for us in the midfield. James Hindley asking about Andy McGrath. Yeah, he'll just be steady in defence, good as a D3 or D4 in draft. Corey asking about Archie Roberts. Yeah, again, I think high hopes for him. He's going to be a good fantasy player for a long time. Dio asking about Langford. Yeah, I mean, he's had a good pre-season and hopefully he's over those injury concerns. It's been, a tough year and a half for him. But he'll just play that hybrid forward, maybe a bit further up the ground at times to isolate Caddy. So he'll be a reasonable draft forward. Puddy's Pigs, Jordan Ridley. So he actually trained properly today, which was really promising for Jordan Ridley fans. I think he's going to be a really good draft guy. I think it'd be risky in salary cap, just given his injury history and the fact that Brad Scott will be extra cautious with him. He's coming off a hamstring in November. Brutal expectations, just asking about Caldwell. So yeah, knee, we're following it closely, but he could be back in full training as soon as Friday. And then another on Farrow and Archie Roberts. So some familiar themes there with the Essendon questions today. That's all I've got time for on GOAT Fantasy. Appreciate you guys reaching out and getting involved today. Always good to get down to Essendon and have a look at the boys because they actually don't have a bye. So there's some players who are bloody relevant and some good cash cows coming through. Heaps more coming your way on GOAT Fantasy. Please like, subscribe, download the podcast, spread the word. Massive pre-season. We'll be churning out as much content as we can. See you very soon.